what is full stack development. Today's session we are talking about Angular. Today's session Angular introduction. We're talking about Angular introduction. Guys, did you get the chance to go through that video? What is Angular? Yeah. Angular is a client-side framework. Angular is a client-side framework. Angular is a client-side framework. Angular is used to create web applications. Angular is used to create web applications. Okay. Angular is mainly used for single-page applications development. Angular is mainly used for single-page applications development, which is nothing but SPA. Angular is a client-side framework. Angular is a client-side framework. Angular is used to create web applications. Angular is mainly used for single-page applications development. Single-page applications development. Web applications, we can develop the web applications in two ways. One is single-page application and another one is multi-page application. We can develop the web application in two ways. Single-page application means you see, let's go to angular.io website. Let's go to angular.io website. It's a beautiful documentation available. In this beautiful documentation available for Angular, if you go for this website, guys, you see in this website, here introduction. When I click on introduction, some content is displaying here. Get started. What is Angular? What is Angular? It is displaying here. Now set up Angular. Try it. Getting started. When I click on these URLs, page is refreshing or just content is refreshing. When I click on this, page is getting refreshed or just my content is getting refreshed. Just my content is getting refreshed. Overview. Now routing navigation overview. Creating custom routes. Routing in single page application. Forms. Introduction. Reactive forms. Validate form input. Building dynamic forms. All the logic is available here. All the logic is available here. All the logic is available here. Now, whenever you click on some menu item, it is just rendering the content. Page is not refreshing. Such a kind of applications are called as single page applications. Now, let's go to one website, accessbank.com. Let's go to one website, accessbank.com. Now, in this website, there are some menus are available. Menus items are available in this website. Let me click on some menu credit card. When you click on the menu credit card, can you see the complete page is going to render? The complete page is going to reload. Now, can you see the complete page is reloaded or not? Complete page is reloaded or not? Are you an existing Axis Bank customer? Yes. When I click on yes, the complete page is reloading. Customer ID. Now, here the complete pages are getting reloaded. If whenever you send a request for a web application, if the page is getting refreshed, then that is called as multi-page application. Whenever you send a request for the web application, then if the complete page is refreshing, then that is called as multi-page application. Web applications can be developed in two ways. Web applications can be developed in two ways. One is by using multi-page applications, and second one is single page applications. Multi-page applications are available and single page applications also available. Multi-page applications available and single page applications are available. Multi-page application and single page application. multi-page application and single page application. For every request, a new page will be loaded. For every request, new page will be loaded. Multi-page application means application will be developed with multiple pages and application will be developed with a single page here. Multiple pages, multi-page application and single page application. You see here the difference between multi-page versus single page application. Multi-page versus single page application. You got it? Now, traditional page life cycle and single page application life cycle. A beautiful diagram is available here. Single page application versus multi-page application, one diagram is available. Now, in multi-page application, for every request, the entire page is getting reloaded. For every request, new page. When we send a request, to server, then it will send one HTML page as a response. For every request, new page will be loaded. So this is called multi-page application. When we send a request to the server, it will send one HTML page as a response. For every request, new page will be loaded. Page reload is happening. When we send request to server, it will send HTML page for first time. From second request onwards, we will get only JSON response to update. From second request onwards, we will get only JSON data with AJAX calls. Here, only page content will be updated without reloading the page. We can update page content without reloading the page. So this is the difference between multi-page application and a single page application. Are you guys able to understand what is multi-page application and what is single page application? Whenever you access, now you are a client, you are sending a request to the server. Server is sending some response back to you. One HTML page coming as a response. Then from that HTML page again you are sending a request. One more HTML page will come. Then your page will be reloaded. When you go for this multi-page web application. Next one, single page application is available. Single page application, that means when we send a request to the server, it will send one HTML page as a response for the first time. In that HTML page, if you send one more request to AJAX, then you will just get the response as a JSON without reloading the page. This is called single page. Now, in our website also, you can see that functionality, guys. If you go to a concept called mock interviews, now here, fee. Is there any fee available in the drop down currently? There is no fee available. Select experience 0 to 3 years. Can you see the fees is coming? Change this 3 to 6 years. Fees is changing. Change this 6 to 10 years. Fees is changing. 10 plus years. Fees is changing. So whenever you select some data, the next data is populating based on that. This is called AJAX call. When you select experience as 3 years, then it is giving some price for that. When you select 6 years, some price. When you select 10 years, some price. When you select 10 plus years, some price. This is called AJAX call. Here, first time when I access this page, HTML page is coming. Then when I send you a second request, my page is refreshing or just my content is refreshing. This is called as AJAX call. So if you want to just to reload the content in your page, then you can make a AJAX call and you will get the JSON response. You will update. Okay. Now, how many types of web applications we can develop, guys, nowadays? How many types of web applications we can develop? Two types of web applications we can develop. One is multi-page application. Another one is single-page application. Can anyone tell me what is a multi-page application? Multi-page application means whenever we send a request, server will process the request, will send the response as a HTML. From that HTML, when we send one more request, one more HTML will come. The page is going to reload. But in the single-page application, first client will send a request to the server. Server will send one HTML page as a response. Then client will send one more request to the server using Ajax. Then server will send just a JSON as a response. So without reloading the page, we can update the page content when you go for single page application. When the multi-page application, in order to update the content, we have to reload the page. Now, Angular we are going to use to develop these single page applications. Why we are using Angular? Why we are going to learn the Angular, guys, now? Angular is used to develop single page applications. Angular is used to develop single page applications. Are you guys able to understand what is Angular now? Angular is a client-side framework. Angular is a client-side framework. Angular is used to create web applications. Angular is mainly used for single-page applications development. Web applications can be developed in two ways. One is by using multi-page application, and the second one is by using single-page application. Multi-page application means for every request, one HTML page will come as a response. The complete page will be reloaded. Single-page application means only page content will be loaded. Only page content will be loaded without reloading the page. Without reloading the page. Now, you go to Gmail as an example. You go to Gmail as an example. Now, if you see my Gmail, currently I am in the inbox. If I go to social, page is refreshing or just content is reloading. Page is refreshing or the just content is reloading. Just content is reloaded. Go to promotions, content is reloaded. Go to social, content is reloaded. Go to primary, content is reloaded. Go to started, it is loading the content. Go to snoozed, loading the content. Go to sent items, loading the content. Inbox, loading the content. Is it refreshing your page or it is just refreshing the content in the Gmail? Is it refreshing the entire page or it is just reloading the content of your page? Guys, come on. Guys, come on. Is it refreshing the complete page or it is just refreshing the content of the page? Nobody is responding. Shall I stop the session? Shall I stop the session? Then why are you not responding? Now, Gmail is a multi-page application or Gmail is a single-page application? Gmail is a multi-page application or Gmail is a single-page application? Gmail is a single-page application. Whenever you access any tab in the Gmail, it is just loading the content. Sent items loaded. Snoozed items loaded. Started items loaded. Inbox, social, promotions. Okay, it is not refreshing the complete page. It is just reloading the content. Such kind of applications are called as single-page applications. Single-page application examples. Angular.io and Gmail are perfect examples for single page applications. Angular.io and Gmail are perfect examples for single page applications. Are you guys able to follow? Angular.io and Gmail are perfect examples for single page applications. Are you able to follow this? Angular.io and Gmail are perfect examples for single page applications. Very good. Now, Angular supports both mobile and a desktop. That means, yes, generally, whenever you develop one application, you have to develop one web portal and you have to develop one mobile app. Am I right? You need to develop one web application and you need to develop one mobile app. But Angular is one time. If you develop one application, it supports for both mobile and web. It supports both mobile and web. You don't need to develop separately. You don't need to develop separately. Develop across all platforms. Learn one way to build applications with Angular and reuse your code and abilities to build apps for any deployment target for web, mobile app, native mobile and native desktop. Angular supports both mobile and desktop. Angular supports both mobile and desktop. Angular supports both mobile and desktop. Angular framework developed by Google. Who developed this Angular framework? Angular framework developed by Google. Angular framework developed by Google. Okay. Angular framework is developed based on TypeScript. What it is using internally, guys? Angular framework developed using what? It is developed using TypeScript. It is developed using TypeScript. Angular is free and open source. Angular is free and open source. That means you no need to purchase the Angular, you can directly use it. Angular is compatible with all the browsers. Angular framework is having browser compatibility. That means what if you develop a project by using Angular, it can work in any browser. Angular is having browser compatibility. Angular is having browser compatibility. Okay. Now guys, remember one thing. Note. Angular JS and Angular both are not
Recording in progress.
applications, and the second one is single page applications. Okay. Angular supports for both mobile and desktop applications. Angular framework developed by using Google. Angular framework developed using TypeScript. Angular is free and open source. Angular is having browser compatibility. Angular JS and Angular both are not same. Now, Angular JS and Angular both are not same. Angular JS, which is also called Angular 1.0, which is also called as Angular 1.0. Angular JS version is 1.0. It developed using JavaScript. Now, next, Angular 1.0 developed using JavaScript. Angular 1.0 developed using JavaScript. Who developed this Angular JS? Angular JS, that is 1. Version of the Angular, developed using JavaScript. After this Angular 1.0, after Angular 1.0 or after Angular JS, Google team completely rewritten Angular from version 2 onwards using TypeScript. From Angular 2 to current version, from 2. Version onwards, It is called as angular framework. From 2.0 version onwards, it is called as angular framework. Initially, Google released Angular JS that is developed by using JavaScript. But after that, they realized that there are some problems with the JavaScript. We need a better concept to develop the Angular. That's why they have rewritten the complete framework in the 2.0 by using TypeScript. Okay, Angular 1.0 and Angular 2.0 both are not same. From 2.0 to current version, everything is same. From 2.0 to Angular 13 is
Recording in progress.
Angular JS is developed by using JavaScript, which is 1.0. After that, Angular JS came into market, they realized the challenges with the JavaScript. They have used TypeScript. They complete Angular JS from version 2. From version 2, it is not called as Angular. Version 2, it is called as Angular. The current version of the Angular is Angular 13. The current version of the Angular is Angular 13. From version 2 to current version, it is developed by using TypeScript. It is called as Angular framework. Before version 2, Angular JS is available, which is called 1.0. 1.0. Now, all of you, could you please read these points once?
అంతే కదా ఎదురుగా దగ్గర ఇంకా ఊరేసినా కుక్కలు చుట్టూ ఉన్నాయంటే ఆ నీళ్ళు పాలు కొంచెం ఆనందం. ఏం కలగక్కర్లేదు ఇంకా ఏంటమ్మంటావా వాకలు కలగక్కర్లేదా నేను అలా ఏం చేస్తాను అలా చేసుకోవడం
understand introduction to the Angular? Okay, now you may get a doubt. Ashok, why Angular is completely rewritten by using TypeScript when they already developed it by using JavaScript? Why they have completely rewritten by using that? Some performance issues. Due to performance issues in the Angular JS, they have rewritten the complete framework by using TypeScript. Why they have rewritten? Why Google company rewritten? Due to performance issues in the Angular JS. Due to performance issues in Angular JS, Google team rewritten the framework using TypeScript. So that is the reason Angular JS and Angular both are not same. Angular JS is implemented by using JavaScript and Angular is implemented by using TypeScript. Okay. Now, what is this TypeScript? What is this TypeScript? Okay, what is this TypeScript? TypeScript is a programming language which is developed based on JavaScript. TypeScript is a programming language. TypeScript is a programming language which is developed based on JavaScript. Okay, TypeScript is a programming language which is developed based on JavaScript. TypeScript is superset of JavaScript. TypeScript is superior. TypeScript is superset of JavaScript. TypeScript is superset of JavaScript, which adds data types, classes, interfaces, and other features. If you go for JavaScript, there is no concept of data types, but in the TypeScript, we have data types. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of this TypeScript? What is the meaning of this TypeScript? TypeScript is equal to JavaScript. All the functionalities of the JavaScript you can use in the TypeScript, and along with the JavaScript, we can use the data types. Along with the data types, we can use the classes, and we can use interfaces. Okay. If you go for JavaScript, you can just write the scripting. But when you go for TypeScripting, you can use JavaScript, you can use the data types, you can use the classes, and you can use interfaces also. That's why TypeScript is called as superset of JavaScript, which adds data types, classes, interfaces, and other features. TypeScript is a programming language which is developed based on JavaScript. TypeScript is superset of JavaScript, which adds data types, classes, interfaces, and other features. TypeScript is developed by Microsoft company in 2012. TypeScript developed by Microsoft in 2012. TypeScript developed by Microsoft company in 2012. Angular developed by whom? Microsoft, huh? Google. Angular developed by whom? Google. Angular developed based on what? TypeScript. Who developed TypeScript? Microsoft. So, are you guys able to understand this? Now, from JavaScript, already we have JavaScript. From the JavaScript, TypeScript is developed. Based on the JavaScript, TypeScript is developed. From the TypeScript, Angular is developed. From the TypeScript, Angular is developed. Angular framework, not Angular JS. Angular framework is developed from this TypeScript. From the JavaScript, TypeScript developed. From the TypeScript, Angular framework is developed. And from this JavaScript, Angular JS is developed. From this JavaScript, Angular JS developed. Okay. Now, who developed this TypeScript? Which company developed this TypeScript? Microsoft. Who developed this TypeScript? It is developed by Microsoft. Who developed this Angular? It is developed by Google. It is developed by Google. Who developed this Angular JS? This also developed by using Google. Then who developed JavaScript? Can anyone tell me who developed JavaScript? Guys, come on. Who developed JavaScript here? JavaScript. TypeScript, Microsoft. I'm asking JavaScript. I'm asking JavaScript. Who developed JavaScript for us? First, guys. Google, Oracle, Sun Microsystem. Who developed JavaScript? Come on. Netscape. Who developed this JavaScript? Netscape. Simple, you can search in the Google, man. Let's go here. Type JavaScript. Designed by Brendan H. of Netscape initially. Others have also contributed to the ECMAScript standard. Netscape is the company who developed. When? 26 years ago, in 1995, that JavaScript came into market. Netscape company developed this JavaScript. Netscape company developed this JavaScript. You understand? You understand? This is 1.0 version. Now this is from version 2. From version 2 onwards, Angular framework is available. From version 2 onwards, Angular framework is available. Now current version is Angular 13. Current version is Angular 13. Okay. This is TypeScript developed in the year of 2012. This is JavaScript developed by Netscape in the year of 1995. Angular JS in 2010, written in the JavaScript. Angular JS version 1.0, it is developed in the year of 2010. It is developed in the year of 2010. Got it? 2010. Angular framework, Angular, just Angular developed where? Stable release 2000, sorry, not stable. Initially it is 2016. कब से चालू हो गया भाई एंगुलर? 2016. Initially it is developed in the 2016 by using Google, by using TypeScript. Now, in Angular framework came into market in the year of 2016. It came into the market in the year of 2016. Now, here you can understand completely. Initially, JavaScript developed by Netscape company in the year of 1995. Okay, by using that JavaScript language, Angular JS developed by Google company in the year of 2010. The initial version of the Angular JS is 1.0. Here, performance issues in the Angular JS. It is not up to the market. There are some performance issues. In the Angular JS. Are you guys able to follow this? Performance issues occurred in Angular JS. To overcome those performance issues, in 2016, Google developed Angular framework. That means they took almost 6 years. to develop the Angular framework. They identified the performance issues in the Angular JS, and they have rewritten the complete framework in the Angular by using TypeScript. They released into market in the year of 2016. By using this Angular framework, what we are going to develop now? By using this Angular, why we are learning this Angular framework today? We are learning this Angular framework to develop single page applications. We are learning this Angular framework for what purpose? We are learning this Angular framework to develop single page apps. Supports all platforms. Like mobiles and desktops. Supports all browsers. Free and open source. Beautiful documentation. Beautiful documentation. That is Angular.io. Website is there. Angular.io website is there to provide you beautiful documentation. This diagram will give you complete clarity on what is Angular. Performance issues identified in Angular JS. Performance issues identified in Angular JS. Performance issues identified in the Angular JS. Performance issues identified in Angular JS. Angular is completely rewritten from version 2.0. Angular is completely rewritten using TypeScript in Angular 2.0. Angular is completely rewritten using TypeScript. Angular is completely rewritten using TypeScript in Angular 2.0. Angular JS and Angular both are not same. Angular JS and Angular both are not same. From Angular 2, all the versions are using TypeScript. From Angular 2.0, all the versions are using TypeScript. From Angular 2.0, all the versions are using TypeScript. Are you guys clear with this? Now you got the clarity. Big picture. Now you have a clear picture. What is Angular JS? What is Angular? What is JavaScript? What is TypeScript? Now, in the TypeScript, what is there? Data types available. Data types plus classes plus interfaces. Angular and Angular 2, same. Angular 2, same. Angular and Angular 2, same. But Angular JS and Angular 2, both are not same. Angular JS and Angular not same. Angular and Angular 2 are same. Angular or Angular 2, Angular 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 12, 13. 13 is the current version of the Angular. 13 is the current version of the Angular. Now, Angular is client side, sir, not server side. Angular is only client side. Angular is client side framework. Angular is a client side framework. Okay. Angular is a client side framework. I have mentioned this. Angular is a client side framework. Angular is used to create web applications. Angular is mainly used for single page applications development. Web applications can be developed in two ways: multi-page application and single-page application. Multi-page application means when user send a request, complete page will be reloaded for every request. Single page means only for first request your page will come. When you send a second request, just data will come as a response. Data will be updated in the page without reloading the page. Angular IO and Gmail are the perfect examples for single-page applications. Angular supports mobile and desktop. It is developed by Google. It is developed by using TypeScript. It is free and open source. It is browser compatible. It means it will work on all the browsers. Angular JS and Angular both are not same. Angular JS developed using TypeScript. After that, they identified some performance issues in the Angular JS. So they have rewritten the complete framework by using TypeScript. That is called Angular framework. From version 2, it is called as Angular or Angular framework. Version 1 is called Angular JS. Okay. Now, Angular is developed by using TypeScript. What is this TypeScript? What is this TypeScript? TypeScript is a programming language which is developed based on JavaScript. TypeScript is a programming language which is developed based on JavaScript. TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript which adds data types, classes, interfaces and other features. TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript which adds data types, classes, interfaces and other features. TypeScript is equal to JavaScript plus data types plus classes plus interfaces. Who developed this TypeScript? TypeScript developed by Microsoft company in the 2012. TypeScript developed by Microsoft company in the 2012. Now, the first, if you want to develop any web application, to add the dynamic nature to the web applications, we will go for JavaScript. JavaScript developed by Netscape company in the 1995. JavaScript developed by Netscape company in the 1995. Based on the JavaScript, Google company developed one concept called Angular JS to develop client-side web applications with single-page behavior. That Angular JS developed in the year of 2010 by Google, that is called Angular JS 1.0. But in the Angular JS, performance issues identified. In the Angular JS, performance issues identified. Okay, then what this Google company has done? Hey, Angular JS having performance issues, we want to change it. Then they have seen in the market, they have identified TypeScript in the market, which is given by Microsoft company in the 2012. What is the difference between the TypeScript and JavaScript? JavaScript doesn't support for the data types, whereas TypeScript will support for the data types. Data types, classes, interfaces, all these things are available in the TypeScript. TypeScript is developed based on JavaScript only. Whatever the features are there in the JavaScript, same features are available in the TypeScript also, and some additional features also available in the TypeScript. Whatever the features are available in the JavaScript, same features are available in the TypeScript also, and some additional features also available. Now, in the 2016, Google developed Angular framework. Angular 2 is a completely developed based on TypeScript. Completely developed based on TypeScript. Okay, Angular JS and Angular both are not same. Angular is used to develop single page applications. Angular supports all the platforms like mobiles and desktops. And Angular supports all the browsers. That means if you develop a project, you can use it in the Chrome, you can use it in the Mozilla, like it supports all browsers, it supports all platforms. It is free and open source, and it is having beautiful documentation. Angular.io website. There you can find the documentation for the Angular. You can find the documentation for the Angular. Are you guys clear with this one? Are you guys clear with this one? Are you guys clear with this one? Clear? Very good. Now, JavaScript, we can execute in the browser directly. JavaScript can be executed in the browser directly. Let me show you. Here, I'm going to one folder like Ashok IT 19 JRTP folder. Here, I'm creating one text file, demo.js. I'm creating one text file with a name called demo.js. In this text file, I can write some scripting. I can write. In this text file, I can write some script. I'm writing. Here, I'm writing alert. I will write alert. Now execute this script. Open with browser. Open with the browser. I want to show you that can we execute this script in the browser or not? Can we execute this script in the browser or not? Yes. Script. We need to add some HTML tags and all. We can execute it. Let me change this. Script console.log. Console.log. Good morning. Console.log. Good morning. Now let me go to the browser. Refresh. Console.log. Good morning. Script demo.js. What is missing? That script can be executed directly in the browser. Script tag can be executed directly in the browser. But whereas when you go for TypeScript, we cannot execute in the browser. Script type is equal to script slash JavaScript. JavaScript. We need to specify type of JavaScript. We need to specify what type of script that we are executing. What type of script we are executing, that we can specify. Script type is equal to JavaScript. Script type is equal to JavaScript. Alert we can use. Console.log we can use. Alert we can use, and console.log also we can use. Script type is equal to script slash JavaScript. Then whatever the code that we write in the JavaScript, that can be executed in the browser directly. Are you able to understand? But whereas when you go for TypeScript cannot be executed in the browser directly. TypeScript cannot be executed in the browser directly. Browser can understand the JavaScript, slash JavaScript. Script type is equal to text slash JavaScript. That we are going to keep in the head tag. Inside the head tag we are going to write it. Okay. Now directly you can write here alert. Alert. Good morning. Alert. Good morning. Yeah, we'll take it done. Right. The script is equal to text slash JavaScript. Or else let me do one thing. Let me rename this to HTML. Demo.html. Demo.html. What is there in this demo.html? With notepad, console.log is available. Now let me keep it as alert. Good morning. Alert, good morning. Refresh. Can you see good morning is coming now? When I refresh, can you see good morning is coming? Can you see good morning is coming when I refresh this? Script type is equal to text slash JavaScript. Script type is equal to text slash JavaScript. Now, how we will write this HTML? We are going to write the HTML by writing HTML tag. By writing HTML tag, and let me close this HTML. Inside the HTML.
Recording in progress.
This is my first HTML page. Now, here, see here, good morning. This is my first HTML page. Refresh, good morning. This is my first HTML page. So, are we able to execute JavaScript in the browser? Are we able to execute the JavaScript in the browser? We are able to execute JavaScript in the browser. I'm writing this HTML file. I'm saving this file with a name called demo.html. What is the name of this file? This file name is demo.html. I'm saving this file with a name called demo.html. Now, inside the HTML file, we are writing JavaScript by using script tag. Inside HTML page, we are writing JavaScript using script tag. Inside the HTML page, we are writing JavaScript using script tag. Okay? JavaScript can be executed in browser directly. JavaScript can be executed in browser directly. JavaScript can be executed in the browser directly. Are you guys able to understand? Note, we no need to compile JavaScript. Note, JavaScript, no need to compile JavaScript because browser can understand JavaScript directly. Okay, browser engine will be available. Those browser engines can understand the JavaScript directly. We no need to compile our JavaScript.
Recording in progress.
TypeScript files should be converted into JavaScript. Then execute JavaScript file. Then execute converted JavaScript file in the browser. Converted JavaScript file in browser. We cannot execute TypeScript in the browser directly. TypeScript files should be converted into JavaScript. Then execute converted JavaScript file in browser. Okay. Here I'm going to write a TypeScript file. That TypeScript file should be converted into JavaScript file. That JavaScript file will be executed in the browser. Okay. Here I have a file with a name called demo.tsc. Demo.ts. Demo.ts, that is a TypeScript file. That demo.ts should be converted to demo.js. Demo.js. Then the demo.js can be executed in browser. TypeScript TypeScript compiler. For that conversion we have TypeScript compiler. TypeScript files should be converted into JavaScript.
Welcome to Geo. Recording in progress.
Transpilation. The process of converting TypeScript file
మీ
into
రోజువారీ డేటా బ్యాలెన్స్
JavaScript
1
is called as
9
transpilation. Process of converting TypeScript file into JavaScript is called as transpilation. What is the transpilation, guys? Transpilation is the process of converting TypeScript file into JavaScript file. The process of converting TypeScript file into JavaScript file is called as transpilation. Okay, now you got the clarity. What is TypeScript? सर ये क्या है सर? जावा के लिए आया था हम. जावा, डेवऑप्स, AWS, टूल्स, एंगुलर, टाइपस्क्रिप्ट, क्या चल रहा है इधर? Are you getting that doubt? Are you getting that doubt? सर क्या चल रहा है? What is this HTML? What is this JavaScript? What is this TypeScript? What is transpilation? क्या चल रहा है? मुझे दिमाग में समझ में नहीं आ रहा. Do you have such kind of doubt?